Today we are going to learn together why the Dutch wait less at traffic lights by the channel of Not Just Bikes. You probably wait less at traffic lights than to kick out Italian teams from Champions League, right? What the fuck? I'm still so pissed off about last night's game. Oh my god. Yeah, I really hate our coach. I'm a Juventus fan and I hate my coach. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why? Why is he even allowed to coach? Whatever. Let's not talk about football. Let's just check out this video and learn more about the Netherlands. Let's go. Ooh, that's too loud.
When I'm traveling somewhere, I hate traffic lights, and I go out of my way to find routes that avoid them. But for some reason, I still find them interesting. I even own a real traffic light at home.
What?
When studying
Why?
engineering in Canada, I had an exam question to design a state machine for a traffic light controller. It had to go green, then yellow, then red, and then repeat in the other direction. Easy enough. I would not want to take that exam question in the Netherlands because traffic lights are way more complicated here. There are several times where I've sat around watching traffic lights in the Netherlands with absolute fascination. Does anyone else do that, or is it just us engineers?
Probably
Traffic
just
lights in the
engineers.
Netherlands have so many interesting combinations, and they change depending on what traffic is detected and from where. Most cities in the world have detection circuits at low traffic intersections to detect if there's a stopped car at a red light. But traffic-dependent detectors, which detect approaching traffic and change the signals based on real-time traffic levels, are used at the majority of intersections in Amsterdam. And these kind of signals are much more common in the Netherlands in general than in other countries. The North American traffic engineering profession was created to manage cars, and it shows. The movement of cars is the absolute highest priority over everything else. In the Netherlands, there are two priorities at traffic lights. First is to minimize conflict, to reduce the number of times any road user will cross the path of any other, for safety. The second is to optimize the movement of as many people as possible, not just as many cars as possible. And that makes the road function much more efficiently. Here's an example from a new intersection I cross every day. As you can see, there's a countdown timer for the bicycle light, which is nice. But there are loops in the ground to detect bicycles not just at the light, but also several meters before the light, and the same is done for car traffic. If the controller detects that a cyclist is approaching and the intersection could be clear, then it will make the light red for cars and speed up the countdown timer to let cyclists get through without stopping. It's always so satisfying to watch the timer count down in only a few seconds, just because it detected my bike.
Bro, what the hell? I've never seen anything like that. We don't have anything like that in Italy. I mean, maybe in other cities, but in my city, they don't have it. I've been to all the major cities in Italy, pretty much. I've never seen that. Wow, this is incredible. This is state-of-the-art technology.
In North America, when it's green for everyone in that direction. But in the Netherlands, many signals
Italy
work
too.
independently. So when there's a chance for one direction to go without interfering with another, then they're given that opportunity. In this example, the bicycle light is green in both directions, here and here, because there are no cars detected going straight through, allowing this girl on the bike to turn left without stopping. Yet this time, the far signal is not green, so these cyclists need to stop to allow these cars to go through. On larger intersections, pedestrians may be given a green light to cross partway instead of having to wait until the whole intersection is clear to start walking. If a tram arrives, it will be given priority, and that section of the pedestrian crossing will be red. In North America, almost all crossings are single phase, which prevents the intersection from responding to real-time traffic levels. That simplicity is not only inefficient, but if you're walking or cycling, it can also be really scary, because you have a long distance to travel and cars can cross your path in multiple places. It's for this reason that Dutch traffic signals can let pedestrians and cyclists have their own signal while cars are given a red light. Notice here that cyclists are given a green light to make a left turn while all car traffic is stopped, making this an extremely safe crossing. Pedestrians are also allowed to cross here, in the bottom left, because they do not cross paths with those left-turning cyclists. This is an interesting circumstance where cyclists are given a green in two directions at once.
Oh wait, they have an office of booking in the Netherlands. I didn't know that. What is? I think yeah, but yeah, booking has many offices throughout Europe, right? I don't know if they have it actually in Italy as well.
This results in the cyclists on the left needing to wait briefly here, but it allows the cyclist to get through in one light cycle. I didn't see this happen in any other light cycle, so the system must have detected a buildup of cyclists and optimized for it.
This is so
I also really
impressive.
appreciate that there are no right turns on a red light for cars here, which is good because this is a ridiculously pedestrian unfriendly rule. A US study found that allowing cars to turn right on red resulted in a 69% increase in crashes with pedestrians and cyclists. The Netherlands
I mean, I feel like in the US there are not that many people walking on the streets, so I guess it's okay for for their situation. In Europe, that would be pretty much impossible.
tightly controls when right turns can be made,
So it
which
depends
not
where
only
you live.
significantly increases the safety of people outside of cars, but also ensures that the path is clear for right turning cars. It allows more advanced light combinations as well. Watch how this tram turns left, while these cars in the foreground can turn right, while no pedestrians or cyclists are allowed to cross in their way. With no right turn on red, pedestrians can be given a head start. Notice how these people are halfway through the intersection before the bicycles and cars are allowed to go. These leading pedestrian signals are still quite rare in North America, but they significantly increase pedestrian safety from right-turning cars. One Chicago study found a 13% decrease in collisions with people walking when leading pedestrian signals were used. I find that intersections here are very pedestrian friendly in general. Watch these people cross. They come up to the crossing, press the beg button, and the light changes immediately for them.
What?
The way most traffic lights are programmed in North America, that will almost never happen. In car-centric cities, you have a very narrow
What
window
the
of time
hell?
to push that button, or you'll be waiting a whole light cycle.
I mean, I always press the button when I'm waiting when I take my walk, but I always take at least one or yeah, minimum 1 minute before it turn. I mean, if the light just turn red for pedestrians and I press the button, I always have to wait minimum 1 minute, but most of the times even two. Wow, this is incredible. And it makes a lot of sense actually, especially if there are no cars coming.
Cycle to try again. Watch what happens when this man presses the beg button. The light was red, but the pedestrian signal doesn't come on because it was pressed too late. The light turns green for cars, of course, but there's no walk signal, so these people are technically crossing illegally.
Yeah, and so
It's
slow,
completely
dude. What the
ridiculous,
hell?
but North American traffic engineers go out of their way to avoid slowing down drivers by having those pesky pedestrians in the way. Pedestrians and cyclists are seen as a nuisance that get in the way of drivers, rather than people who are also trying to get somewhere. What's worse is that buses and streetcars are almost always stuck in traffic because traffic engineers and politicians don't want to take away any space from cars to make a dedicated transit lane, even though it would ultimately speed up car traffic. Thankfully, in the Netherlands, public transportation has the highest priority and almost always gets a green light. It doesn't matter what else is happening at this intersection, this tram is going through right now. Often, the only time a tram will be at a red light is when it's ahead of schedule, or when another transit vehicle is crossing first. This is the obvious and sane thing to do because a bus or tram will usually have dozens of people on it who should clearly have priority. It's not that cities in the US and Canada don't have sophisticated traffic light control systems, they do. This document describes a system used in Toronto. They even have the capability for transit signal priority. It's just that these systems are almost exclusively used to keep car traffic flowing and are rarely used to prioritize any other modes of travel or to ensure the safety of other road users. For example, even in this fully separated and dedicated streetcar lane in Toronto, the streetcar gets stuck at this red light. But they won't install transit signal priority here because it would.
Why they have so many cables on up here? I don't understand it. I thought all civilized country, like all first tier country. I mean, sounds so bad to say that way, but I'm lacking a better adjective. They have all the cables underneath the road. Like it's so weird to see this. I mean, I can understand. Yes, the light cables and all that. Yes, even in Europe we have them up here, but it's way too much.
Would, and I quote, fatally disrupt operations on intersecting streets. That's engineer speak for screw the people on that streetcar, there are drivers who have important places to go. Here's another example from Toronto that used to drive me crazy. At this light, some streetcars turn left and have their own signal. Of course, being Canada, it's not a priority signal, but that's not the most infuriating part. When turning left, they don't want pedestrians to cross the street in front of the streetcar, so they block the walk signal here. But because these traffic lights are stupid, it also blocks the walk signal here, where there aren't even any tracks, because the two pedestrian signals are linked. They do, of course, give drivers a green light here, because drivers are super important people who have super important places to go, but pedestrians are left literally standing in the cold, waiting, for no good reason. With the independent signals in the Netherlands, this should never happen here. There are so many other interesting traffic light combinations in the Netherlands, such as intersections where cyclists get a green signal in all directions, or even traffic signals that prioritize bicycles when it's raining. But I think I'll save those topics for the next time I visit Groningen. I don't know of any intersections in the Netherlands that use a pedestrian scramble like you'll see in cities like London, but I have a feeling that when pedestrian volumes become that high in Dutch cities, the whole area will become pedestrianized instead, which is better for people walking anyway. Of course, alternative to traffic lights such as roundabouts are sometimes used, but that's a topic for another day. And there are even some intersections in Amsterdam where traffic lights have been removed completely. This is possible if car traffic is reduced enough in speed and frequency, and this will definitely be a topic for a future video. So I may hate traffic lights. Oh, no, not you, no, it's okay. It's okay. But the Netherlands proves that it's possible to design more efficient traffic lights that move as many people as possible, not just as many cars as possible, and they can also significantly reduce points of conflict, making the roads safer for everyone. The technology is there, but the smartest cities are the ones that actually use it. I'd like to take this moment to thank my supporters on Patreon who pay me to stand around at traffic lights for an uncomfortably long period of time. If you'd like to support the channel, visit patreon.com/notjustbikes. I also want to thank Matt from beyondtheautomobile.ca, who is an actual urban designer who knows what he's talking about. Matt helped me keep this video factually correct and provided the clips from Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, that's pretty
Link
cool.
to his urban planning blog can be found below. And finally, if you know of any particularly interesting traffic lights in the Netherlands, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for more traffic lights to stare at.
I mean, I just love this channel. This channel is truly great. This channel is truly great. I mean, this stuff is so interesting. Since I'm too poor, I'm too broke right now to travel to the Netherlands, I can still see what magnificent infrastructures do you have in your country. That's really cool to me. I mean, I want to see some other videos from this channel, maybe talking about the crossing lines for cyclists. What is the difference from them to the one for pedestrians? That could be pretty cool to learn, because I see them before and they're kind of, I don't know, they throw me off a little bit, you know. If I was to drive a car in the Netherlands, I would be getting a little bit confused. Oh my god, I can't talk today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.